you guys doing? This is going to be a retro review for you guys. This is Falcon Crest Season 2, Episode 4. So listen, we left off with Melissa's daddy getting murdered in the last episode. And of course, Cole, somebody done set Cole up to be there. And so we pick up with Chase getting to the house. Now, y'all know, I ain't going to be petty. It's the early 80s. But y'all know, they had people all over that crime scene. The daggone daddy was laying there. They ain't have no sheet over his face or nothing, honey. So, Chase comes in there. Cole is talking to the police. Of course, he feels like he don't have nothing to hide. But Chase figures out that the questions that they asking him, that they're asking Cole, sound a little accusatory. So he was like, listen, we're going to get ourselves a lawyer. And Cole told myself, I want to talk to the police. I don't have anything to hide. Boy, you better listen to your daddy. Chase ends up getting him out of there. But of course, they asking him questions like, well, why were you here? What happened when you got here? Why, he was like, well, I tried to revive him and this, and this. Child. Melissa and Lance show up. Melissa jumps in the ambulance with her dad. Of course, she's so distraught. Cole tries to talk to Melissa. Lance was like, back up, back up. Because, of course, remember, Angela told them that Cole was the one that killed the daddy. So, the vultures are circling while all this is going on. Philip then showed up over to Angela's house to let Angela know, basically, yeah, Melissa is going to inherit all of her dad's land and vineyards, but she's going to also inherit his debt, and he ain't had no cash. Come to find out, Angela had to pay for the wedding, okay? So he has a whole lot of assets, but not a whole lot of liquid. And so Angela, in her mind, is like, well, that's going to definitely work to our advantage because, we got Melissa between a rock and a hard place, basically. Back over to the Gilberte house, Maggie is all distraught and upset because, of course, her son is being questioned about murder and everything. Vicky, selfish ass, talking about can we eat dinner? Girl, your brother might be getting ready to be charged with murder and you worried about eating dinner. Girl, if you don't sit your little selfish ass down. Then you got Cole. He yelling at them, talking about he don't need a lawyer. He ain't do nothing wrong. He's not a murderer. Leave him the hell alone. You people back up. Maggie was like, when did we become you people? My thing is, the day that y'all became you people is the day that he need to move out on his own and find his own shit. Because they just trying to help your little ungrateful ass. Anyway. Then, in the fastest fume known to mankind, next thing you know, we at the fume. And Lance comes pulling up in his, candy apple red, Porsche, whatever. Melissa ain't even riding the limo with the fan. Like, what kind of shiznai is going on here? Shouts out to Lil Scrappy, okay? Melissa shows up like she a guest. This your daddy's funeral. You ain't riding the family car. You didn't, you're not already in the church when the people are there to receive you. Like, how you just walking up in there like you just a participant in your own dad? Like, girl, it's your father's funeral. You the only child. He wasn't married. All of this was supposed to be yours. Anyway, whatever. So Lance says to her, listen, this don't change nothing between the two of us, but I do know how much you loved your daddy and how much your daddy loved you. So, I just want you to know I'm sorry that all this is happening or whatever. And Melissa looks at him and says, you know what? You're right. It don't change shit between us. Okay. So we get back to Falcon Crest and it's the wake. And, of course, everybody's standing around. And who showed up at the wake, honey? Well, first of all, Cole was there. Now, I don't know how smart that was. And Cole, of course, was trying to talk to Melissa. And Melissa wasn't paying him no damn attention. And Chase tried to tell him, listen, play it cool, chill out. Maybe you shouldn't be here right now. And he was like, but Dad, you told me never walk away from face all my, situations or whatever. He was like, okay, yeah. But maybe not in every situation, okay? Then who comes and shows up is Richard Channing, paying his respects. Angela ain't feeling it. She don't want him there. Angela was like, why does he keep insisting to act like he is part of the family? And Richard was like, Philip, her attorney / boo thing was like, but he is part of the family. Like, Angela, you don't have to like it and or accept it. But he is part of the damn family. Angela is talking to the county commissioner, the one that has basically is going to be the deciding vote in her water situation. And, of course, she thinks she got it under wraps. She's kissing up to him or whatever. Trying to make him an offer he can't refuse, child. So, Um, Now back down to the globe, Richard Channing is putting his best man on this story about the murder down to the Falcon Crest. Now, mind you, his new editor in chief is like, what? Like, why you worried about a murder that happened 2 hours ago? I mean, 2 hours away or an hour away down in, well, it ain't quite 2 hours. Y'all know it's like an hour, 45 minutes, whatever. But why you worried about that? Like, that is hardly headline news. And Richard was like, listen, murder sells newspapers. I want all the attention. But basically, all he wants is to try to turn this into a smear campaign, and he's trying to implicate. Of course, he's going to do everything in his power to try to implicate Cole. Um, so the first article that's written is really kind of a puff piece, and the guy that he sent to go write the article, Lance put him out the house, wouldn't let him talk to Melissa, whatever. So Richard basically threatens to fire the editor. Like, listen, if you don't get this in order, if you don't give me what I need, boo, you're gonna be looking for another job. And I know you ain't trying to start over. You too old for all of that. And of course, he know what happened to the last editor in chief right before his retirement, and he lost his whole pension. So he was like, all right, we're gonna make it happen. And he ends up writing a total smear campaign and makes it look like Cole murdered the man. Okay. Now Angela is gonna turn the screws on the commissioner. Now she was doing business with him, honey, and she had bought all this irrigation equipment to the tune of about $17,000. Now that's $17,000 in 1981 money, or 83, whenever the show was, child. In early 80s money, we know that $17,000 in 2020 money is probably, double that, right? And he was like, she said, well, if I lose my water rights, I'm not gonna need this irrigation equipment, right? You understand what I'm saying, right? So basically, you need to vote. This is what she's saying. Basically, you need to vote my way, or I'm not gonna need this equipment, and you're gonna be stuck with it. And he goes to talk to Chase about it. Like, listen, if I don't vote, Angela Channing's way, she gonna stick me with this daggone equipment that I can't afford to eat. And Chase was like, well, don't you have like a contract with her or something? Like, if you he said, well, no, not really. I mean, she sort of insinuated she needed it. I saw a good deal, and I sort of jumped on it. And Chase was like, okay, well, I don't really know what to tell you, bruh, but you really need to vote your conscience, because at the end of the day, that's what's going on is wrong. And he was like, yeah, he said, but either way I vote, there's a consequence. Like, if I don't vote my conscience, I'm not going to be able to sleep. But if I vote my conscience, hell, I don't know if my business is going to, thrive. Like, I can't afford to eat that kind of inventory. And Chase was kind of just like, well, I mean, you got to do what you have to do. Like, I don't really have all the answers. Okay. Now, while all of this is going on, Cole is out. And Cole can be an asshole, too. Vicky gets on my nerves, but I think I like Cole more than Vicky. But he was a brat, too. Let's be clear. But Cole is out riding around, and he ends up behind this truck. And he's blowing his horn. And, you could tell that the truck is moving slow, because they got all this stuff loaded up, and it's not secured. So they're trying to drive slow so it doesn't fall off the truck. Well, the person tries to get over to get out of Cole's way, I guess, to let him go around. And it's not equipment, it's like wood and stuff like that, ends up falling off the truck. And of course, they end up getting into it. Cole is snapping at her, she's snapping at Cole, because it was a woman. Okay. And she ends up basically breaking down, crying, and now Cole feels bad. Like, what's wrong? Like, don't worry about it. I'll help you load the truck back up. It's not a problem. Like, I just had a lot on my mind. I'm sorry, I was being a jerk. And she was like, no, you're right. I had no business trying to haul all this stuff, without it having been secured or whatever. And he was like, listen, don't worry about it. I'm going to get you loaded back up. We're going to get this straight. So he ends up loading everything back up on the truck, and he changed, because he busted his tire, honey. He changed the tire. So the two of them get to talking. They come to find out she owns the vineyards that they're kind of driving through. And she said, I lost my husband. And I've been just doing everything I can do to try to keep these vineyards going. And so Cole starts giving her advice. He was like, well, if you do this and you do that, you can do this and you can do that. And she was like, well, would you be interested in the job? And Cole was kind of like, I think his first inkling was to be like, child, I got a job. Like, girl. But then I think he kind of liked her a little bit. So he was like, really? She was like, I mean, well, the offer's out there. I mean, you're not gonna make a whole lot of money. I ain't got a whole lot of money to pay you, but you know, if you want the job, you can. Now, I think she kind of thinks that maybe he needs the job, but he don't look like he need a job. I mean, I don't know how a person who needs, you know what I'm saying, but he don't look like he really needs a job. But neither here nor there, child. Neither here nor there. So that that's gonna become important. We're gonna get back to her because she could get a little important, child. Now, in the meantime, Melissa went to go find Cole to talk to her, and Cole was like, I'm glad you came to talk to me, Melissa. I'm really sorry about what happened, but you have to know I would never do anything to your father. I know we had our history, but I would never do anything. And so she was like, okay, but what were you doing there? And he was like, well, he called me to come over. And she was like, okay, well, Cole, you ain't like my daddy, and my daddy ain't like you. That don't make no sense. He was like, I know, but he told me that you were there. He wanted to apologize, make amends. I wanted to see you. Maybe it was a dumb decision, but that's why I went. And so she was just kind of like, why didn't you tell the sheriff all of this? And he was like, I wanted to tell you. See, being stupid. You got to let the sheriff know all these things. And he said, but you have to know I wouldn't do anything to your father. And she was like, Cole, I believe you, But then the sheriff come talking to Chase, and the sheriff was like, listen, we need to talk to Cole. And Chase was like, okay, well, we'll be there tomorrow morning with our lawyers. And he was like, cool. He was like, because your son's fingerprints showed up on the murder weapon and some other things we got some questions about. And I really want to get this cleared up because I really would hate, I ain't trying to see nothing go down with you and Cole, but we do have some questions, okay? Now, remember the sheriff ain't really feeling Chase these days after, Chase, kind of, pushed his back against the wall with that inquiry last season about Uncle Jason. Now Melissa done went to go visit Richard Channing, honey, because Richard Channing still wants to buy this property, and Melissa, she knows she's got the land, but she also knows that she ain't got no money, okay? But everybody seems to know it because Richard knows she don't have no money either, and so he's trying to make her an offer she can't refuse. And she was like, listen, my father's house is not the only house in the valley. He said, but it is, okay? He said people in the valley don't sell their homes. They pass from family member to family member. And I'm, my mother lived in that valley, and I'm trying to really get closer to where my mother lived. Maybe I can find out who she is, and maybe I can, maybe I can find out who she is and solve this mystery, because I'm looking for my damn mama. So, Melissa was like, okay, well, my father told me you were a very dangerous man, but you don't seem so dangerous. I was like, Melissa, that's your first mistake. Listen to your daddy. Your daddy told you this man was very dangerous, okay? Because, of course, we don't know who actually killed her father, but the assumption is, the innuendo is, that it's Richard, okay? Now, back down to the house, honey. Emma is packing. Emma is ready for her trip. And she tries to have a little conversation with Julia and let Julia know, like, listen, why do you let mother control you? Like, you should be with your husband. You need to leave here and you need to go find your husband. Baby Julia ain't trying to hear it. Julia got in her feelings and left Miss Emma floating in the wind, right? Emma was like, listen, I ain't trying to be hurtful, but I'm just telling you, life is short, and if you love that man and that man love you, you need to stop letting, mother control everything around these parts, right? So, we get to, okay. So, Emma comes rolling up on Chase, right? She says, Chase, I'm on my way to go take care of some business. But I wanted to give you something. I wanted to give you your birthday gift. He was like, you're about 3 months too early. He was like, Emma, you really leaving? She was like, yeah, I'm gone. Like, I'm out of here. And, here's your birthday gift, but don't open it till I leave. She said, but you can do with it whatever you want until I get back. And I knew what it was as soon as she gave it to him. I said, that's her damn proxy. And that's exactly what it was. So she done gave Chase her proxy for the globe. And baby, Chase is like, oh, this is like dynamite in my hand. Oh, Angela, you gonna really be pissed off about this, baby. Now, back up to the big house, down to the Falcon Crest, they getting ready to sit down for dinner, and Julia says, listen, Emma is gone, okay? Her car is gone, half of her clothes are gone up out her room, and I think she really done it this time. I think she is really gone. Baby, they done searched everywhere looking for her. Emma smart ass and took her car to the airport, but there is no record of her being on anybody's flight, no description, no name, no nothing. And Philip was like, listen, Emma is not as stupid as we want her to be, okay? Emma drove her car to that parking lot, but she must have had a second car or some other transportation because she didn't get on no damn flight. So they don't know where Emma is, child. And Emma has successfully flown the coop, okay? Now let's get down to this board meeting, this commissioner's meeting about this water. Angela just knows she got it sewn up. Her and Lance are sitting in the front row, and she is sitting there with that grin like the cat that ate the canary, okay? And because remember, she thought that Chase couldn't vote. Chase come walking up in there and was like, y'all said that I couldn't vote because it was a conflict of interest. Well, how about this? How about I done my due diligence, okay? And I have found a precedent of a former commissioner who was not allowed to vote because they said it was going to be a conflict of interest, even though he was going to be voting against his own interest. And as a result, he sued, and the Valley had to pay him a pretty penny. And when he presented that evidence, of course, the board then was like, well, shit, I guess we better let you vote because we sure ain't trying to get, because he said, listen, if y'all don't let me vote, I'm going to sue y'all. So they was like, well, shit, we ain't trying to get sued. I guess we got to go on and let him vote. And of course, he voted to share the water. Because he was like, I'm voting against my own best interest. Yes, I own Falcon Crest, but I'm voting against what's in Falcon Crest's best interest. Like, that's crazy. So of course he votes against it, and it comes down to that last guy, the guy that had done business with Angela Channing, and he had to decide and vote, baby. And so Angela, like I said, she is sitting there with that grin, honey. She just knows she got it in the bag. So same thing with Lance. They just sitting there like they got it in the bag, baby. Baby, that man voted to share that water. Angela didn't know what to do with herself. She could have been. She was fit to be tied, honey. And the guy leans over to Chase and was like, I mean, hopefully, now that we done opened up this waterway, hopefully, the county can buy this equipment up off of me. And that's what I was sort of thinking. I was like, listen, whether Angela needs the irrigation or not, somebody going to need that irrigation equipment, because how the hell they going to get the water off of Falcon Crest land? Hell, you might be better off going through the county, because you can charge them wholesale. You was trying to do Angela a favor. You ain't got to do the county no damn favors and charge them damn wholesale. Anyway, so Chase, he's smiling. He done won. Later on that night, they at the house chilling. And last but not least, honey, here come the sheriff come walking up in there. He got a warrant for Cole's arrest, baby, and he arrests Cole for first-degree murder. Now, this is what I don't understand. Chase, you were supposed to take Cole down to the police station with a lawyer. Did you do that? Did you take your son down there with a lawyer? Because it seemed like the sheriff had to come back and get you. Now, I don't know. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.